Good morning, children. Today we are going to learn the articles. See, this lesson also from the English textbook. I'm going to do the Jamaican fragment. Before that, the previous class, I have started with the articles, right? Have started with articles, that is a, and the, right? So we have completed till a and, right? The I have explained for you. So now today we have to go for the exercises. After completing the exercise, we can go for the lesson Jamaican fragment. Okay. So see, first the, right. Once again, I'll just explain you the. So where we can use it the, okay. And what are the uses of the? Let's see. The article the are used when you mention or refer someone or something again and again. So you want to show something that is particularly you want to mention, means you can use the there. We also the refers to specific nouns, that is either it is singular or plural. So see the a and we have that shows it only a singular, right? An apple, a box, right? So a and the both, it shows that both, it shows it singular, but the, it is not like that. We can use for the singular as well as plurals also. The article the is used with the name of oceans. So particularly want to mention the ocean's name, right? Whenever you use that, only if you see the Indian Ocean means the Indian Ocean, the, okay, the Pacific Ocean. So when you want to mention, specifically want to say that ocean's names, means you have to mention that the Indian Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, like that. Okay. So the next one is rivers. Even the rivers names also. So the Kaveri, the Ganga, okay, the Yamuna, like that. So group of islands. Islands, you know, no? So the island name also, like Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is a island, right? The Sri Lanka. When you want to say that the group of islands, for that also you have to say, use the there. Canals, musical instruments, special buildings. So special buildings that you want to mention that building name is, you can use the there. So monuments, hills, mountains, newspaper, holy books, designation. Designation is the profession, what they are doing. So the directions, direction in which way, in which direction I should go, right? For the direction also we can use countries like USA and UK when there is only one thing of its kind. So it is used before superlatives and ordinal numbers. The article da is used with adjective also, so it refers to a whole group of people. It is also used with decades. So it is also used with decades. So here, the is used in measuring expressions. So the is used the measuring expressions. Like you want to specifically want to say that, right? And wants to mention that in the sentence, means we have to use that the other. Begin with, we have to begin with the word the. So we do not use the before the names of languages. So there are many languages in our South India also, right? So here also, we don't want to, we should not mention. And for the games also we should not use meal. So meals means the food what we are having, right? That food. So people, cities, countries, abstract nouns, material nouns, mountain, peaks, regular places of visit, etc. So the regular places which you visit, which you will visit, right? So they are, for that also you no need to mention the. So here the fifth main I have given you as a homework, right? The previous class, the fifth main I have given you as a homework. Now let's see. Let's see the answers for that. You just correct yourself. Okay. So the first one is, he is best player in the team. So here you should use the other, right? So here see, he is the best player in the team. So he is best player in the team. The first one, fifth main. The first one answer is, the answer is, he is the best player. He is the best player in the team. In the team. He is the best player in the team. So here see, best is superlative degree. So did the. Okay. So correct the errors in the use of articles. He is the. Okay. He is the best player in the team. Why have you mentioned the best is the superlative degree. Okay. So the best player. It's a superlative degree. So we have showed with the other. Got it? So the next one is she is IPS officer. She is IPS officer. Is it correct? No. What you have to use? She is an. Okay. So she is an IPS officer. She is an IPS officer. See here, an. So an is the before I, the I word, right, starts, we should use the and there. So it begins with vowel sound. Okay, it begins with the vowel sound. So before the vowel sound, we have to use and there. So here, she is an IPS officer. So now, third one, believe in the village. Believe in village. So here village means it is not shown only one, right? The V. V is it's a consonant, right? So we have to use A there. So here see, we live in a village. Village means it also mentioned many, right? Here they are not mentioned any particularly one, and the question they are not mentioned. So I cannot live in many village, right? So I can live only in one village. So the one means we have to show that A. So the V is start from the consonant sound. So we have to use A there, okay, for one. So here see, we live in a village. So the fourth one, do not sell X by kilo or by dozen. So do you sell X by X? Do you sell X by kilo or by dozen? Okay, see now what we have to show here. See, do you sell X by the kilo. See here, I want to mention it, right? In which they are, you are going to sell that X, right? So the kilo or by the dozen. So here see, or by the dozen. Okay. So the fifth one, don't make noise. Don't make noise. So what we have to write? Don't make a noise. Don't make a noise. Don't make a noise. Why here? A noise refers to the noise at present. So at present you should not make noise, right? So for that we used to say that don't make it noise. So the sixth one, books you gave me is interesting. So here see, book you gave me is interesting. Book, the book you gave me is interesting. Okay, is interesting. The book you gave me is interesting. So the second one, he is a MLA. Okay, so here what we have to write? So N begins with the A sound. So what we have to write? So see here, MLA, A sound, right? So A sound means it's a vowel sound. So we have to use an. Okay. He is an MLA. He is an MLA. Okay. So the eighth one, I gave him an 1 rupee coin. I gave him an 1 rupee coin. So here see the 1 rupee. So see here 1 rupee, before they have used an. Is it correct? Is it correct, children? No. See, 1 begin with consonant sound of V. Okay, one. Okay, so consonant sound of V. So we have to use A there. Okay, so here eighth one is I gave him with sorry, I gave him a 1 rupee. I gave him a 1 rupee coin. A 1 rupee, 1. It's the sound starts with V. Okay, so it's a consonant sound. So we have used a here. Okay, so see, you just check it with your answers, what you have written in your textbook. Okay, children. So next go for the next main now. That is, with abbreviations, we decide on the article a or an, depending on whether the word starts with a vowel sound or consonant sound. Whatever it is, the sentence is, the a or an, the articles we will use the sounds of the words. Okay, so it decides the sounds of the word, whether it is consonants or its vowels. Okay, see here one O is from the vowels, right? A, E, I, O, U. But here we have used A because the one is, it sounds like a V, right? So we have used A here. Right. So see here the MLA is M is a consonant, but even though we have used an, so here MLA. So it's MLA means what? It's a sounds. What we have sounds. It's like an R sounds, right? So it is we have used and there. So it's depend on the sounds what we have pronounced. There we have to use the before the word we have to use a or an. It depends on the sounds. Okay, whether it is consonants or vowels. Got it, children? So here next main is sixth main. Fill in the blanks with a, an, or the. A, an, or the. So here see, my friend has rented an apartment. So before that we have to use and there. So see, the first one is an. So my friend has rented an apartment. The apartment, the a word, right? So it's a vowel sound. So we have to use that an. Got it? So it's nice, but dash kitchen is very small. So even here they have mentioned the kitchen particularly, right? So what you have to write there? The kitchen is. So in that the home is nice. See here, my friend has rented an apartment. Okay, rented an apartment. It's nice. Okay, the apartment is very nice. But in that particularly they want to mention that kitchen is very small. So here the kitchen is very small. So the second one, Payal bought a dash pair of shoes. So see, a pair of shoes. A pair means what? It contains two shoes, right? A pair means one pair of shoes. She bought one pair of shoes. So here, dash shoes are made up of laces. Dash shoes are made up of leather. Here see the shoes. The shoes are made up of leather. So the third one, that is dash table in dash dining room. So here see, there is a table. The T table, it is with the consonant sound, and it is also mentioning a singular, one table, right? So here we can use a table in the dining room. In the dining room, we sometimes use the table to study also. Okay, particularly they want to mention the table, the uses of the table, right? So sometimes use the table to study. So the fourth one, she had dash accident. So here accident means it's a vowel sound, right? So she has had an accident. Here she want to mention that the accident has left a immobile. Okay, so here she want to mention that accident. So here we have used the. Here wants to mention, right? So here the. So the fifth one, Abhishek attended dash interview. See here, I is an. I is the vowel sound, so we have to use an interview last week, but he did not qualify in the interview. Got it? So now, got it, children? So now let's go for the, see here, one more main is there. You try to find the answers for that. Again, in the next class, I'll give the answers. So read the passage below and answer the questions that follow. See here, the first one, shall I say for you? See what here the passage is there for you. Okay, the peacock is the national bird of India. It is an amazing bird that is known for its beauty and grace. It is very colorful with a fan-shaped crest of feathers on its head, right? So and a long slender neck. So the male is more colorful and the female is with a glistening blue breast and neck, a spectacular bronze green tail of around 200 elongated feathers, 200 feathers it is having. So the female is brownish, slightly smaller than the male and does not have the tail. It is called the peahen. So the peahen doesn't have a feathers like the peacock. Okay, so here see the peacock occupies respectable position in Indian culture. So it is peacefully, it is fully protected under the Indian wildlife. That is the act also they had given. So there's a law, we should not hurt for that. So that is Act 1972. They are bought, okay? So the act. What is the peacock known for? Here the first answer is, what is the peacock known for? Peacock is known for its beauty and grace. Peacock is known for its peacock. You also try to find the answer by yourself. Later you can check also. Okay, this is like reading the passage and writing the answers, right? There is a passage there itself, so you can read it by yourself and try to find the answer by yourself only. After that, okay, when you completed this, you can check this answers. Okay, peacock known for its beauty and grace. Beauty and grace. So the second one, what does it have on its head? So here see, it has fan-shaped crest of feathers on its head. So the third one, how is the male different from the female? So here the male is bigger, Third one question is, how is the male different from the female, right? Male is bigger and bigger, more colorful also, right? It is very colorful and has a tail, okay, and has a tail also. So this is what the difference we find out in the male and female. So now let's go for the fourth one. The fourth question is, which act protects the peacock? The fourth one, the Indian wildlife. So that is in your textbook itself, children. Just see, read well and answer, okay? So Wildlife Protection Act 1972. So here fifth one, how many feathers make up the tail of a peacock? So here C, fifth one, 200 and elongated feathers make up the tail of the peacock. So here 200 elongated feathers, 200 elongated feathers make up the tail of a peacock. Tail of a peacock. Okay, so now articles is over. Now we can start with the Jamaican fragment. Before that, you just copy these answers in your textbook. Okay, see the even fifth one also. Till that articles are completed the lesson, right? So you just copy all these answers in your grammar textbook. Okay, so now I'm going to rub the board. Okay, so we can start with the Jamaican fragment. Fragment means what? It's a piece. So Jamaican is a unique one. Okay, so for that only the lesson aim is Jamaican fragment. So now let's start with the lesson Jamaican fragment. Okay, so here see the writer name is A.L. Hendricks. A.L. Hendricks. Okay, the writer name is A.L. Hendricks. Here, A.L. Hendricks is a prolific writer. Prolific writer means is a creative writer. Okay, some of the short stories appear in the issues of the magazine Focus. So he is the West Indian writer. and his writings carry the flavor inherent in the Caribbean literature. So flavor means the what his writings write. It is based on most of them are based on the Caribbean literature. The story Jamaican Fragment brings out the prejudice that almost every person suffer from when it comes to the denominational issues, like denominational means the dominating issues like color. So you're white, you're black, okay? So like that, the colors, okay? And caste, you belongs to upper caste and lower caste, that and all it will be, right? So it is the lesson is from that, like that only. So it is based on that. So and classes also, your first class, rich or poor, like that. Okay. So here now let's go for the lesson. Every day I walk a half mile from my home to the rail track. lines in the morning. So there's a railway track, right? So it's like a line. So he used to go for the walk. Every day he used to go for the half a mile for the walk on that railway track. So and from the lines to my home in the evening. So and from the lines to my home in the evening. So the walk is very pleasant for him. It is very pleasant. So it is evening, right? So when he go for the walking, he feel very pleasant. So the evening, the cool air that and all, it made him to feel the pleasant. So you can see on either side red and green roofed bungalows. So you can see side, means in the sides of the railway tracks, you can see that there is a green roofed. Roof means, no, up of the a home. So there is a roof, that is a green roof. The green roof bungalows, green lawns on the gardens. So lawns means the grass is okay. So in the garden, and the exercise is good for me. The exercise is good for everyone, right? So the exercise what he will do, and now and then, okay, every time he used to do the exercise, I learned something from a little incident. So there was an incident occurred that, so he was learned from that incident. Let's see what is that incident now. So one morning, about half between my front gate and the rail track, I noticed two boys playing in the garden. Of the more modest cottages, there were both very little boys. So one was 4 years old, perhaps the other 5. The bigger of the two was Strudgy Younger, so very dark with a mat of coat. So hair on his head and coal black eyes. So he was definitely a little Jamaican, strong little Jamaican. The other little fellow was smaller but also sturdy. So here see, one morning when he was walking on the railway track, so about halfway between that his front of the gate and the railway track, he noticed that two boys were playing in the garden, and they were modest cottages. They were both very little boys. They were both very little ones. So they were both very little boys. One was 4 years old. Okay, one boy is 4 years old, another boy is 5 years old. So the bigger of the two was the study youngest. Youngster. Study means has a hefty, means he's a young man, right? Okay, his wealth and young man they used to stay, no. So it was a sturdy young up. So he's very dark. Is very dark means his color is very dark color, means is a black with a mat of coarse hair on his head and coal black eyes. And even the hairs also, it's a matte coarse of hair on his head. So on the coal black eyes, it's like the coal is a dark black color, right? Though even his eyes also coal black color. So he was definitely a little Jamaican. So he must be a little Jamaican. He taught himself strong little Jamaican. Means it's a study means strong and young. Okay. So strong little Jamaican. The other little fellows were smaller, but also they are also very strong and young. So here, next class, we are going to learn still more about this lesson. Okay. So now, still more means the remaining, what it is that we can learn along with the meanings and the grammar points, children. Thank you.